Ready for another lesson? Why should you never lose the spiritual battle? You know, there's a spiritual battle going on, gentlemen, and we need to understand that, hey, this is something that's going on in today's society. Not only are we physically warring with everybody else, we're spiritually warring with ourselves and the opposite sex. But the opposite sex are more in tune to the dark side than we think or than we know. They have powers that be that they can control, that they try to use to control us, try to bring us down, try to tear down what we build. And I believe this is where feminism, I believe this is where the bulk of the femininity, and I believe this is where the bulk of the feminist energy coming from, that darker side. They're talking about, oh, well, this A, B, C, D, and that's fine, but we don't need that. It's a spiritual warfare. So knowing that there's a spiritual warfare going on, how do you protect yourself? By getting closer to him, and you know who he is. I don't know what you believe in, and I can't tell you what to believe in. But what I can tell you is that war is being waged right now as we speak. You need to make sure that your army is strong enough to defend the valiant enemies that is going to come and tear down your walls. Try to breach the walls of your castle. Because if you don't do that, you're lost. So the enemy is either going to come personally or indirectly. He's going to come through people and circumstances that you can't control. But you can only control yourself and how you respond to the circumstances and how you deal with it. And you have to make sure that your actions are very cohesive with the man upstairs. You have to make sure that when you deal with these tyrants, your actions is swift and decisive. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. No humming, and hawing. You have to deal with it head on. Because if you don't, they'll take your walls and then take your castle. And then you'll end up being a prisoner in your own castle. And you don't want that. So when they decide to bring the opposite sex, the enemy, against you, you're going to be able to be better equipped for this warfare and understand the weapons that the enemy is using. So you're like, okay, I know how to counteract that. I already have my strategy in place to fight, because you're going to have to fight. But hey, we as men, we have to fight every single day. So we shouldn't be adept to getting into a scrap once in a while. Oops, I forgot. We scrap all the time because we're men. We don't have safety nets. You've been taught.